Hello guys, and welcome in the 12th episode. In this episode we start adding the main menu buttons and the back buttons to the rest of the scenes. We will also create new scenes for our settings and for our stats in the game. So let's get started. So first of all, open our project and then open the main menu scene. And in this scene we will need to add 3 more buttons. So the first button under the canvas, we have the play button. We will also need the exit button, so I will just right click on the play button and then press duplicate, and I will name this button exit. Okay, we will need to change the graphics, so the graphics for our buttons are in the resources, sprites, and then buttons, and then all of the buttons for the main menu are under the main menu folder. So we have the exit button graphic here, so click on the exit and then grab the exit button icon and then drag and drop on the image component script. Okay, now we can position it right, so I'm just manipulating the Y position of the button. We need to add one more function inside our menu buttons script, so go to the scripts folder and then open the menu buttons. Okay, in our menu button script, I will add the right at the bottom. I will add the function, so it will be public void, and I will call it exit. So this function will just close our game when the game will be loaded on the Android device. So this function will not work in the editor, but it will work once you upload the game on your Android device. So inside this function, I will call application.quit. Okay, this function is implemented by the Unity, so you shouldn't have any issue with calling this function. So let's save everything and go back to the Unity. Okay, make sure you click on the exit button in our main menu scene, and then in the onClick event, we will just make sure you have the main camera over here, and then from the list I will just grab the menu button and then I will just select the exit function. Okay, so we have our play and the exit button. We will also need the settings buttons, so I will just drag the play button and then duplicate it again, and I will call settings. Okay, so the settings button will open the settings screen, settings scene, which I will create in a minute. So let's just apply the graphics for our settings button. Okay, so the settings will be, it's not the one, the right one, I think it's this one. Yes, that's the setting. So I will just move it maybe there. Okay, and I will just reposition the play button as well to be a bit higher. Okay, so let's just duplicate the play button again, and I will call this button progress button. Okay, our progress button will have the yellow icon, and let's just position it right. Okay, there is in our background folder we have this like a background image as well, so you can just grab it and drag and drop under the canvas, and then I will just move it up. I will just rotate it. I will just rotate it by, I think it's by Z, so on the Z axis. Okay, and let's just position it in the corner. Alright, over here, and then I will just duplicate it and then move it down. Right, Okay, so I think the game looks a bit better now with all of these flags. So you can position however you like, or you can add additional things in your main screen. It's totally up to you. So let's just implement all of these buttons now. First of all, we need to create a few more scenes. So go inside the scene folder and then right click, create, and then we'll select the scene. Okay, so first scene will be game progress. Game progress. I will add another scene, which will be the game settings. Game settings. Okay. So now we can implement our buttons. So click on the progress button, and then on click event, make sure you have this main cameras attached, and then main menu button load scene will be called the scene game progress. Okay, make sure you don't make any spelling mistake. It needs to be the same name as the game progress scene which we just created. And then we need to do the same for the settings button. So the settings button we'll call the game settings. Game settings, okay. So let's just save everything now. And then let's open the settings scene. Sorry, first of all, in our main menu scene, just select the main camera, and I will just go on the background and then copy this hexadecimal value. So I will just set the background in the other scenes straight away. So open the game progress, and then click on the main camera, on the background, and then just paste this hexadecimal value which you just copied. Okay, and do the same for the game settings. Okay, so just paste this value in. Okay, just save the scene, go back to the main menu now, and let's just test this all of these buttons. So press play and then try to. Okay, as you see, we have a error here. So this is the red text. This is the red text below. This is because we didn't add our new created scenes to the build. So stop our project and then go to the file, open the build settings, and then we need to add this this scene here. So I will just grab the game progress, and by holding Control, I will just click on the game settings. So I will select two scenes and then drag and drop them in our build. Okay, so we have all of our scenes in the build. So we can close it now. And then let's just press play again. All right, let's just try to open. Game progress working fine, and the game settings is working fine as well. Okay, there is another thing which we need to add is the back button. So the back button is currently missing in every single scene. So first of all, let's start from the game progress. I will just open the game progress scene, and then right click in the hierarchy, and then UI Butum. I will name this button back. Okay, and then we need to apply different graphics. So under our button, main menu. No, it's not in the main menu. Okay, it's inside the all scene folder. So the back button graphic will be applied there. Okay, I will set the width and the height to be 80 and maybe 160. Okay, let's just actually check what the other scene was the other button's size are. So go quickly to the main menu, let's save the scene, and then see the size of the other buttons. So 100 by 100. Okay, 100 by 100, and the camera settings, the size of it is a 5. So I think we have a different camera settings in our game progress. So go back to the game progress, click on the main camera. Okay, so first of all, let's go to the back button and then change the size to be 100. by 100. And I think the difference is with the size, because there is a scaling applied on the main menu. So go back to the main menu again, click on the main camera, click on the canvas, and then canvas color is scaled with the screen size, so it's 800 by 600. So we need to do the same settings. We actually can actually copy this. So click on the canvas in the main menu, and on this gear icon we select the copy component, okay, and then when we go back to the game progress scene, we can click on the canvas, and we can just by clicking on the canvas color, just click on this gear again, and then paste component values. Okay, so we have exactly the same values as in the previous scene. So as you see, the bottom size is correct now as well. So let's go back quickly to the back bottom and remove this text because we don't need it. Okay, and position this back bottom correctly. So I will just drag it down. Okay, the next thing is we need to apply the script to our main camera. So click on the main camera, and inside our script folder we have the menu buttons. So drag and drop this script inside our main camera. We don't need this GUI panel component in this scene, so don't worry about this one. Okay, then go back to the back button, and in the on-click event just click the small plus, and then drag and drop this main camera to this empty space. And then from the functions we need to select the menu button and then load scene, and we want to, by pressing this button, we want to switch back to the main menu. Main menu scene. Okay, let's just quickly go back to the main menu again, save the scene, and I just want to see what is the highlight color. So all of the buttons have the highlight color set to white, so I want to be consistent across the scenes. Okay, so inside our progress scene we can press play now and test the button. Okay, seems like everything is working fine. So inside our progress scene I will just go on this button and then right click on the copy. So we're going to copy the whole button, so we don't have to do everything again. And then inside our game settings, I will just paste this. Just right click in the empty space and then paste. This is the back button. We of course need to add the canvas. So right click, UI, and then canvas. Okay, and then drag and drop this back button on the canvas, so is a child of it. And then we of course need to apply the same scalar values. So I will go back again to the main menu, click on the canvas, then copy this value, copy component, the canvas scalar component, and then go back to the game settings. Under the canvas I will just click on this gear and then paste components values. Okay, so now the back button is wrong because the Y position has changed. So click on the back button and set the Y position to be 0. Okay, and then set the scale to be 1, 1, and 1. Right, so the position is the same. I just actually wanna have the same position, the same Y position as it is in the other scenes. So unfortunately we need to go back to the game progress, save the scene, and I will just go to the back button and I will just copy this rectangle value, these rect transform values. So on this gear, copy component, and in the game settings I will just go on the back button and paste components values. Okay, so we have all of the settings the same. Okay, I think let's just quickly double check if we we don't have this on-click event set, so drag So first of all, we need to apply these scripts, the menu button scripts onto our camera. So click on the main camera, and under the scripts folder, menu buttons, drag and drop, make sure is there, and then go back to the back button, drag this main camera onto this runtime only object, and then from the list select the menu buttons and then load scene, and you want to load the main menu. Okay, so let's just press play and quickly test if it's working. So if we go back, settings, right, everything seems to be fine. So we need to back button over here as well, and we also need to back button inside our game, so we'll be able to exit the game. So we have to do exactly the same to the other scenes. So click on the scene folder and then open the pick menu. Maybe, okay, let's save it. Go back quickly, and I will just copy this button again. Just copy, and then go to this, go to the pick menu, click on the canvas, and then paste. Okay, the button is jumping outside of the canvas, so grab it and then move it onto the canvas. So it's like a canvas child. I will move it a bit up, so I have the game model panel below. Okay, and then we of course need to change the position, the X position. We set to 0 and 0. Okay, we have this blue background because this is our button, which its scale is 249, so don't worry about it, just set it to 1, 1 and 1. Okay, we have our button now. I think we need to move the buttons a bit up, so we will make a space for our back button. So I will just move it up here, just put them like more together, and the back button will be, I think, 80 by 80. Okay, so it's much smaller. Let's just position everything so we can fit our back button in our scene. Okay, and here. Okay, so we can move down the back button. I think we'll make it a bit smaller, maybe 60 by 60. Okay, so move it down, maybe here. Okay, we have our back button, so let's now apply the main camera into onClick event, and then select from the functions menu button, load scene, and we need to have this main menu. Okay, make sure you don't make any spelling mistakes. Okay, we can also add some the background picture, the flags. So just is completely up to you. I think I will add it. So under the background folder you have this background. So I drag and drop under the canvas. Okay, and then I will set the scale to be 1 and 1 and 1. I think it's too small. The 1 is too small, so I will set it to 4. 4 is 120, but it was okay. So maybe 50, 50 and 50. Okay, so I will just move it like that. Move it up. I will set the rotation on the Z-axis to be there. Okay, and then I will just duplicate it and move it on the other corner. Okay, I think looks better. So let's just quickly test it. So press play, back button. Okay, and now we can select the Europe, and we have everything covered, so we can't press the back button anymore. So I think we need to add the back button over here as well. So the game model panel is there. So I will just get this back button and then right click duplicate. And then I will drag this back button under the game model panel. Then click on the game model panel and activate this panel. Okay, so here is our back button. And then click on this back button. And then instead of going back to the main menu, we want to go back to our pick menu. So I will put the pick menu. Okay, so click on the game model panel, deactivate it, and then press play again. So now when we select something and we press back, we're going back to our pick menu. So everything seems to be fine. So the other thing is we need to add the back button in our game scene. The game is not loaded properly because we didn't start it from the main menu. So don't worry about this error. So go back to the scene folder and then open the game scene. Save everything. Okay, and then under our canvas we need to add, just right click, UI Butum. Okay, then we need to apply the same graphics, so all scenes, back button. Okay, set the size to be 100 by 100, and then I will remove the text. We don't need the text. And then on click event, I will just click the small plus, drag and drop the main camera. And under the main camera we have our many button script. We actually don't, so click on the main camera, then click on the scripts folder, and then drag and drop the menu button script onto the main camera, so make sure it's there. Okay, and then in our click back on the button, actually we need to rename this button to be back. Okay, so we know this is the back button, and then drag and drop this main camera, and then from the function set, just select the menu buttons and then load scene, and then from the game we actually want to go to the pick menu. Pick menu. Okay, just position this back button to the whenever you wanna it to be. I think I will have this back button there. Maybe I will just move it here. Okay, let's go back to the scenes main menu. Save everything. Press play. Okay, play Europe time trial. If we go back to the okay, everything seems to be working fine, apart from one issue which we had now. Okay, I think this is because when we press play, when we press back from the game survival, and then we start again, time trial, back, everything seems to be okay now. We actually need to test it a bit more, but if there is an issue with this one, I would suggest to just double check all of the variables and then just for now set this back button to go back to the main menu. But I think I will leave it like that for now and then keep testing. If you guys find what... Okay, so if you go to the console and then double click on the error, we can get the right, seems to be, so seems like the flag index okay. The problem which we have is the flag index. So the flag index is selected by the random range. So the problem is, like when we selecting the continent, so let's say you select the Europe, and the Europe have 54 flags, then the flag index might be within the range from the 0 to the 53. So if the flag index is 53, and the next game we're going back to the pick menu, and then we select the continent which have less flags, so the flag index is still set to 53 in that case. So that's why we have an error, because the games try to get the country name from the index, but there is not enough flags inside the array. So the simple solution to this one is to just get this flag index, and then on game start we need to set it to 0, and we need to do the same with our previous flag index. So grab the previous flag index and then set it to 0 as well. Okay, so let's test everything. Just save everything, go back to the Unity, stop it, and then press play again. Okay, so let's say Europe, time trail, we're going back, and then we select, like I think Oceania have less flags. Okay, so that's the issue, is still there. Okay, so we have a problem here, the flag index. So let's put just breakpoint over here and then attach to Unity. Okay, and then in our call stack we can get from where this script is called, get first time flag index. So here is a problem, first flag index, right, the first flag index is set randomly as well, so we have to do the same for our first flag index. So in order to modify anything in the code now, we need to press stop. Okay, so copy this first flag index, and in our start method, this everything's happened in the current game data, so make sure you are in the script. So on the start, just paste this first flag index and it will be equal to 0, and then our second flag index will be equal to 0 as well in the game start. Okay, so we need to restart everything, all of the variables. So the flag index, first flag index, and the second flag index, flags index, okay, and then game finished. Okay, the game finished, this restart on the start. Okay, so I think this problem will go away now. Just save everything and go back to Unity and start the game again. Press play, Europe, time trail, go back, and then that was the Oceania survival. Okay, we still have a problem, so let's just put the breakpoint here, go back to Unity, stop the execution, and then go back to our Visual Studio. Make sure the breakpoint is there, then press attach to Unity, go back to Unity, press play, play, Europe, time trail. So the flag index is 50 and the country game data per set is 51. Okay, so that's good. We are on the last flag, right? Press F5, or you can press this continue. Okay, 3 times, right? So you need to press few times this F5 or continue until you go back to the Unity. Then I press back button, and then I will just press Oceania and then survival. And we're requesting the flag index 50, and we have only 27 elements. As you see, the last element is 20, 26. So this index is not existing. Let's just go to the call stack and see. This is called from the flag manager. Okay, so the reason why this problems happened is because our current game data is not destroyed on the load. We have this do not destroy it on the load in it. So that what that means is the start method is called only once. So when we entering the Europe mode, everything is called from here. But once we exit from the Europe and then go back to the any other continent, this start function is never called again because this line of code preventing it from it. So what we will do, we will add one more variable, Boolean variable in it. So first of all, just stop this script, and then right above the awake function, I will add the public static bool, and then I will call it allow destroy download will be equal to false. Okay, and then if inside the awake function, if this allow destroy onload is equal to false, so we are not allowing for this script to be destroyed, so we just calling this function, and then otherwise we will just restart this allow destroyed onload to be false. Okay, so I'll quickly explain this code here. So if the allow destroy on code, if this allow destroy onload will be equal to true, we're gonna omit this part of code. So the allow destroy download will be equal to true. So we're just restarting it back to be false, because on the next reloading we wanna actually preventing this current game data to be destroyed. So we will need to set this variable from somewhere. So the best place will be inside our menu button. I will create another function. I will actually copy this load scene function. Just copy it and paste it below, and I will just rename it to be load scene and clear data. Okay, so what this function will do is we will grab the current game data dot allow destroy onload will be equal to true. Okay, so if this function is called, we wanna destroy the current game data component, and then we wanna just start it as a fresh. Okay, so let's save everything now and go back to the Unity. We need to of course stop this bit, and then go to the project tab, open the game scene, and then click on the canvas back button. And in our back button, instead of calling this menu button load scene, we want to call the menu buttons load scene and clear data. Okay, and we want to load the pick menu scene. So let's save everything and then go back to the main menu and just test it again. Play, Europe, time trail, back, Oceania, survival, and then everything is fine. Right, so let's test it a few more. Right, okay. Everything seems to be okay. So I think that's it for this episode. We finally have all of our buttons in, and I think the game looks much better. So in the next episode, we will start to implementing this game progress, and then I think on the last episode we will load our game on the Android devices and then implement the saving data in the external file on the Android, so we'll be able to restore it whenever the players start the game again. So thank you very much for watching, and see you again in the next episode.